I'd always liked the backyard at night, how quiet it was, how the stars seemed closer when there were no city lights. That night, though it felt different, the air was too still, almost thick, pressing against my skin. I was sitting in my lawn chair, staring at the constellations, trying to shake the tension from work, when I noticed something at the edge of the yard. At first, I thought it was just a trick of the shadows, the way the trees bent in the moonlight, but it moved. Smooth, deliberate, almost gliding across the grass. My heart slammed in my chest. I froze, trying to convince myself it was an animal. Anything but what my mind was beginning to imagine. And then I saw it clearly, a figure. Impossibly tall, impossibly thin, with limbs bending in ways that made no sense. I wanted to call out to run inside, but I couldn't. Something about it held me in place. It didn't make a sound. It just watched me. Its skin seemed almost translucent, reflecting the pale moonlight like it wasn't fully part of the world. And its eyes, if you could call them eyes, were enormous, black, glossy, like pools of ink. They seemed to pierce through me, reading every thought, every fear. My rational mind screamed that it couldn't be real, but my body knew differently. Every instinct screamed, run, yet I stayed, unable to look away. And then it did something that froze me in terror. It tilted its head, mimicking the way I had tilted mine like some grotesque mirror. I realized with a sick twist in my stomach that I wasn't observing it. It was observing me. Time slowed. Or maybe I just noticed every second, every subtle shift in the air. Its appendages, long and spindly, twitched with movements I couldn't anticipate. I felt a strange pull in the air, a pressure that pressed in around me like gravity had changed. One slow step closer, and I could see details I didn't want to see, the elongated fingers, the faintly glowing veins beneath its skin, the way it seemed to shimmer and warp like it wasn't fully solid. My chest tightened. My mind scrambled for explanation. A costume? A prank? But nothing about it fit. And then it raised something like a hand or a limb, I couldn't tell, and pointed at me. A signal? A warning? Or something worse? I wanted to run. I tried. My legs wouldn't move. My phone was in my pocket, useless fingers too numb to dial. I felt sweat trickling down my back, heart hammering like it might burst. And through all of it, the figure didn't hurry. It didn't chase me. It just watched, slowly shifting, as if testing me, gauging my reaction. A sudden rustle behind the trees made me jump, and I swore I heard a faint clicking sound, mechanical almost, like it was listening with a device I couldn't see. Fear rooted me in place. I realized then, this wasn't a visit. This wasn't a prank. It was assessment. And whatever it wanted, it wasn't going to tell me. Then it moved again, but not toward me. It glided sideways carefully, then paused. I swear it looked directly at me again, and in that moment, I felt something I can only describe as communication. Not words, not sound, just understanding. A presence in my mind, probing, cold, deliberate. I staggered back a step and almost tripped. And for a heartbeat, I thought it might vanish. But no, it lingered there at the edge of my yard, an impossible silhouette against the moonlight, stretching shadows that seemed to defy geometry. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. I wanted to run, but my feet refused. I was trapped in that moment, suspended between panic and fascination. And then it was gone. One heartbeat, one blink, and the backyard was empty. The grass swayed in the gentle night wind, the crickets chirped, and everything looked normal. I ran inside, slammed the door, and locked it like a fool, hands shaking so hard I couldn't even grip my phone. I called no one. who would believe me? Even as I write this, I feel the weight of that night pressing down. The shadows in the yard are never quite right. Every so often, I think I see a shape, just a glimpse at the edge of my vision. Something tall, thin, watching, waiting. I haven't stepped into that backyard after dark since. Every time I hear the wind rustle the leaves, my heart races. Every night I check the fence line, the trees, the sky, but it's never there. Not visibly. Still, I feel it. I feel it in the pressure in the air, in the way the shadows twist, in the way my own thoughts sometimes echo with a voice that isn't mine. I don't know what I wanted or why it chose me or if it will ever return. All I know is that the world isn't as safe as I thought, and whatever watches from the darkness, it's patient, and it's still waiting. Thanks so much for listening to my story. I really appreciate you spending your time with me tonight. If you enjoyed it, a like or a follow would mean a lot. It really helps me out and keeps these stories coming. Thank you again, and I hope to see you back here for the next scary story.